welcome to the Awaken Your Truth podcast for our very first kickoff episode. And I am Ginny Gain, and I'm here with Katie Harrison. And we are so excited to be here sharing this with you. Yay!
This is so exciting. We can't wait.
Yes. So let's just touch a little bit on, let's just dive right in. Like, what is Awaken Your Truth? What does that mean?
To me, awaken your truth means tapping into the truth of who we are, connecting to the source energy and all that is, and practicing an awareness of when the mind and the conditioned beliefs pop up, and knowing that we have that opportunity to release them and to come back to the truth. And it's the pure place of being where source is flowing through.
It's like that pure place of being where source is.
Yes. It's like, it's being with source.
Being with
all
source.
That is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's like a huge part of our intention here, is to hang out with source, with you. Our inner beings are with us, and we want to connect with you in that, and just, soak up all that energy.
I just wanted to squirm because I can feel my inner being just feeling so joyful for this opportunity.
Yes. That is something that we are both so excited and joyful about being able to share this. That's our greatest intention, is to just be here sharing what's flowing through us together with you, and let's see what happens.
Yeah. Following our inspiration.
Yeah.
We're really excited to practice that, following inspiration.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's not going to be any really rules to this, to our show, to the Awaken Your Truth podcast. We're going to be having fun. We're going to be sharing joy and inspiration as it flows. And so we're excited for you to join along as you desire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Ginny, what does Awaken Your Truth mean to you?
I mean, you nailed it, but I just, the feeling, the truth inside us. So like our connection to source, or whatever that life-giving energy inside us is, that whatever name or label you use to call that and refer to it, it's like our connection to that is our truth. And so awakening that is about honoring that more and more and more, and connecting to that more and more and more, and expressing that more and more and more in our human and our physical experience.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And awakening it just refers to the idea that it's always there. It's always there. But we've been trained in society and through childhood to kind of put these layers of fear on top of it, and a separation from that. We've been trained to separate from it. And this awakening is returning to that place and recognizing the truth of what it is. Yeah.
It's really not about finding anything.
No, it's right there.
Yeah. Or changing anything.
Yes.
Or like, there's not work to this experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's not effort, it's focus. And I read a quote this morning, something around awareness is the path to awakening. And it truly is about acknowledging the awareness of what's already within you. And that's enough to awaken and to step into this truth, to realize that in your life. Doesn't have to be so complicated.
Yeah, right. It is. Everything is simple in this sense. What does it feel like to awaken your truth, to be in that space of being? How do you describe that?
It's really hard. And I think Katie and I have kind of come to this a number of times, where words don't come close to describing it, but words are powerful pointers, right? As Eckhart would say, to the actual experience and feeling of it. But it's pure joy. Mm-hmm. It's something so deep you necessarily, like I said, can't necessarily put words to it, but it's very peaceful and joyful at the same time.
Yes. It's that radiant love that you can feel inside, but it feels sometimes like giddy too, like just joy and love, and the peace is there. Like it's this 100% knowingness that everything is working out perfectly. And this trust that all is well always, regardless of the external. And the external is just like fun. The external is fun. the internal becomes like the priority.
That we really want to highlight that too, how this process of awakening can be fun. And
yeah,
like we get to manifest for the fun of it. And Katie and I are both like, we love this idea of spiritual awakening and becoming the most conscious version of ourselves. And let's play with all the toys too. And let's manifest the abundance and the adventure and the
let's
love.
have it all.
Let's have it all. Yeah. And go ahead.
I love that you brought that up, because I remember years ago hearing about like awakening and enlightenment. And I was like, that sounds so boring. Why would anybody want that? I want the things. I want to enjoy life. And now I have so much clarity that there is something else beyond that. I want to say the mind creating the reality. There's something so much more beautiful and joyful that I had an impression was going to be really boring. But as you say, we can't even describe it until you experience it.
I had a very similar experience. So years ago, I was just getting over a breakup, and I took a 10-day Vipassana meditation course, and I was like way too young to be doing this. Like I was not mature enough in my spiritual growth. And I remember there was no talking at all during the whole thing, but we had an opportunity each day to ask the teacher something. And that was the time we could talk. And I asked, wouldn't becoming enlightened, like if becoming enlightened is the goal, and that means we move beyond emotion, isn't that boring? Like that doesn't sound like something I would want. Yeah. And that was always my, like, I think from a young age, I was like, the goal is enlightenment. And I was a little bit on that spiritual path of getting there and got to get there, until you realize, oh, you never get there. Right.
Yes.
And so, but this teacher's answer was, we don't know because we're not there. And I'm like, oh, okay. I still didn't want to believe it at the time.
Yeah, right. Of course. Yes. Because it just wasn't the time. It wasn't the time. And it's the unfolding, and it's perfect. It's perfect. The process is perfect.
Would you say that a part of on this path to like truly knowing this experience that is beyond the mental perception of like your wants, that you had to let yourself want along the way?
Yes.
Yeah.
And when we think about the process of awakening, it seems like the first step for many people is understanding that they're not a victim, that life is not happening to them, that things are happening to them, and they feel sad, upset, angry, anxious about that. And then realizing their power seems to be the next step. At least that was for me, realizing that I had the ability with my focused thoughts to create a different reality. Does that feel true to you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think I've been always so passionate about people waking up from feeling like a victim and feeling like life is done to them and that there's injustices or they're wronged.
Yes.
And so, and then the energy that you get moving through that is powerful. It's like you become the deliberate creator of your life. You live on purpose. You are in your power to direct your thoughts and your focus and your energy, and you're creating more and more and more of the things you want, as well as the experience. And then I think once we're there and we're thriving in that place, because that kind of phase of awakening is really about training and managing the mind, that mental level.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Starting to connect to the emotional level, to the inner body, to the other things. And then awakening your truth is really, well, it's kind of like this whole process, but
it is.
Yeah. And then the next phase is really about moving beyond the mind and letting go of those thoughts. Yeah.
Which is so much fun.
Yeah. And that's something that we like with the Awaken Your Truth podcast. That's kind of the phases we follow in this, is in the process of awakening. And you can't get it wrong. Wherever you are on the path, you're not supposed to be somewhere different. And one of the biggest things we want to share, and as we move throughout different episodes, we'll share that it's so much easier than we make it out to be. Well, actually, then our mind makes it out to be.
And that's the key right there. It's the mind that is covering up that connection to source. And it's not the mind's fault. We've kind of given the mind that job. Yeah. We've given the mind the job of solving the problems, fixing things, controlling the external. Yeah. And so it's almost a process of deconditioning or just viewing the mind. Even that's kind of how I see it, watching the mind and knowing that the connection to source is my truth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really, really tuning into the back what we were saying, like acknowledging what is there. Yeah.
Yeah. What is there?
What's already there.
Yeah. What's already there. It's there. It's there.
Yeah. What else, Katie? What do we want to share with people about Awaken Your Truth?
We are excited to continue to have podcasts as inspiration flows through us. Yeah. We might have some writings, some written words up on the website that we develop. We're just following inspiration and source at this point. And it feels really, really fun to be doing this.
Yeah. And it's all happening like as it comes, we're going to be sharing it with you. And so we're not necessarily going to have, hey, a podcast every couple of days or every week or every month or whatever. It's going to come when inspiration hits for us. We really want to, demonstrate how this works, and you'll likely start to see the patterns of how things work and how we come together and the magic that happens. But do you want to talk about how one of the biggest tools we use is connecting with our inner beings a little bit? And so we would love to share with you some of what comes through us in the different ways that it comes through us. And we'll be sharing some of those, we call them journalings, with our inner beings on the Awaken Your Truth podcast page. So you can go have a look there, but speak a little bit more, Katie, about like what that means for you.
Journaling with my inner being is maybe my strongest connection to source. And it was an experience of a process of practicing and learning how to do it. But the clarity that comes from my inner being is so true, so solid, so beautiful. It's what helped build my trust in this process of awakening.
Yeah, totally.
What about for you?
Yeah, it has been evolving over the years. And it's fun it feels like it's really kind of taken a quantum leap up in the past few months. And in terms of one of the biggest things I kind of had to get over myself was believing that it was true. Like what was happening was actually coming from my inner being, because it felt like it was just me. And the answer every time I asked that was, it's all you. We're all you. And I'm like, right. Okay. Got it.
So the inner being is who we are. The inner being is, in my feeling, it's our direct connection to source.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that intermediate, we're in our human form right now, but we are still source energy. We're source energy having this human experience. And that inner being is my connection that I can tune into, often through journaling, through meditation, and now just throughout the day.
Yes. Yeah. And that's something else too. They're always saying, we're always here. We're always here. Like every moment. It's not just when I sit and journal. Yeah. So that's something we'll get to share more of you with as well. And next episode we have coming, we're going to dive a little bit into more of like who Katie and I are. Cause you're probably like, okay, this is cool, but who are these people?
Ginny, we are source energy having a human experience. That's who we are.
That's right. That's all you need to know. Love and joy, baby. Awesome. Anything else you want to share, Katie, before we wrap up?
Oh, I just feel giddy. I don't know why, but sometimes I just feel like I have these champagne bubbles like coming up through my body. And that's what this energy of like pure love and joy feels like. And I feel them right now. So it's super fun to be here with you having this experience.
You too.
Yeah.
champagne bubbles away.
Exactly.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.